This is the Ego backpack adapter. Buy it separately with a battery. Also comes with the backpack blower, I believe, as well. It's cutting out intermittently. The power is cutting out intermittently and sort of giving it a knock and a shake while running with the battery in, and the tool on is giving me the impression that it's this rather than the battery. This rather than the battery, because I've tried several batteries. I hope it's not the tool, but we'll see. Hopefully it's just a loose connection. I'll open it up and have a look inside. Opening it up with a T. Let's hold it in front of you so it's focus. It's the one that's missing that T15 torque screw. Okay. Okay, I just removed all those torque screws as mentioned in the back. Excuse my finger. Came open pretty easily. Doesn't look like there's anything too untoward in there, but I will now just give a quick blowout anyway with my air compressor, and then I will take this area out because the connector here is moving and I'm not too sure about that. You can get all the parts for Ego from a parts website, and I'll try and remember to put a link, or if I don't, please just ask me and I'll try and find that link. I only have the one for the Australian distributor of all the spare parts, but you do need all the codes to find it, which can be the tricky part because I think it's really for like service agents to use rather than the general public, because they don't like us to fix things, do they? Okay, I'll just pause and have another go. These screws are T10 torque screws, by the way. As I forgot. There we go, T10 torques. Turns out I did have those little security ones, just in the super small size, if that focuses. Doesn't want to focus. Anyway, that's a little electronics kit I got from Jaycar. I keep in my electric toolbox, which I've forgotten about. So I've just opened that up and I'll just have a little bit of a play around. I wish I had a GoPro on my head so I didn't have to keep stopping and starting, but that's more trouble than this is worth, I'm afraid, for today. This is the switch, so that just pulls out. There's a spring attached. Just gonna put that in there. And yep, that just sits in there and slides out. Just put it down there so I can get this little fella out, which I think is, I don't know if this is the problem or if somewhere in this loom is the issue. There's nothing really major that I could see. This plug was a little bit open, and it's not a sort of click type one, like that one that is behind it is, which isn't great. I mean, I'll keep checking, and if that is an issue, I could just put a bit of electrical tape on that to keep it secure. I'm gonna put this back together, put the switch back together, put this connection, sorry, back together so I can put a battery on it, and then I can do some voltage testing to see what we're getting. Getting that switch back in was a real pain. I haven't actually finished it yet. That sits in there like so. This goes in that way as opposed to that way, because there's that hole in the middle. I'm assuming that connects into there to make a little mechanism, and then the spring sits on top. I'm not sure how the whole thing works, so I'll put the cover back on and hopefully that works. So I've been trying to model it off my blower, which is the same deal. Worst case scenario is I would have had to take that apart to have a look at it, but even though I made a video of disassembling it, it still took me a really long time to get it back. Got that back on. I don't want to have to disconnect all these. Actually, no, I can't be bothered. Yep, okay. Let's try and do this on camera, and we will see if that works again. It's working. It should just unlock, which it did. Battery is full. Alright, I'll just get the multimeter and be right back. I finally made some progress. I've been sticking my multimeter everywhere and not getting any results. I disconnected this, put the multimeter straight into this plug, which is connected to the battery, and I was getting 0 volts. So I have just kept fiddling and pushing, and this is another battery adapter that comes out of the backpack and plugs into, you can see it actually plugs into the blower there, and any other tools that take the regular battery, not like my whippersnipper, which just takes this plug. And I'm still getting nothing, but just some pushing around and everything, and check this out. There you go, pushing down on the battery. There's a spring loaded. There is a spring on the bottom, and that's a relay in there. Now, I haven't worked out yet if it's the battery pins not making a good connection, or if it's that relay that's become faulty. I have not figured that out. So I'll keep pushing around and until I can either work out if it's the battery, or if it's the battery pins, or if it's that relay. Either or are pretty, I'm hoping, easy fixes. This is the relay. I've just removed it. It works by this, you can see because of the light, that white piece of plastic in between the two screws. That's a piece of plastic. And there's just a button that is triggered by springs on the opposite side. When you push the battery in, it pushes that little button upwards and makes this relay, let's try and focus it, click. Now it's 56 volts DC, so it's quite a high voltage. I'm not sure about current. I don't know if it will hurt you, to be honest. DC is generally not as dangerous as AC, but I don't know. I know that once you go past 12 volts, you need to be an electrician to mess around with it. And by the way, I'm not an electrician and do this completely at your own risk. So I might just put some rubber gloves on and click that. It shouldn't electrocute me anyway, because it's just a metal bridge. I don't think it's actually wired, but I'll just slip a glove on and we'll try again. So this is kind of telling me, this is the relay again. When I push down on the relay, you can see the volts come up. and the battery's in, so that should be making a direct connection now. But when I put this little bracket back on, I can't press that relay in. No matter how much I tighten that, I can't press that in. Now there's a little bit of foam on here, and I think that's supposed to make the height difference, but clearly it's not working, so I need to buff that up with something and try again. I don't have any like sticky pads, which is what I really need. So if this, what I'm going to do now, if it doesn't work, I'll just go to the hardware shop and get some like those 3M sticky pads to put on here, because this is like a foam. It's a non-slip. It's part of a non-slip mat. You buy it in rolls from Bunnings and places like that. So I'm going to put that under. We might need a couple. It's going to be held down by screws and a piece of metal. So I doubt it will come out, but like I say, if it fails, I'll just get a sticky pad. Alright, I'm going to put that on now and put that over the top of the relay. And I may need to just try a couple of times with 1 and 2 and maybe 3 to make sure that when the battery goes in, it connects the power, but it doesn't hold it down permanently, if that makes sense. So, yeah. We'll try. Okay, we're looking good. Those 2 probes are connected to the power on the way out to the device, so that we're going to the blower or the trimmer or whichever device you're using the external battery pack for. I'm getting voltage. I don't know if you can hear it, but the click, put it close so you can hear it. You might hear it when it comes off the switch. It's very hard to hear, but I can hear it. The most important thing is I can see it on the multimeter. Is that I've got the volts. And when I disconnect the battery, I do not have the volts. It's just on millivolts at the moment. We'll put it on regular volts. So it just reset itself. Right. There you go. So hopefully that's it. I'm gonna put the whole thing back together and we'll give it a whirl. Hi, so I fixed the battery backpack, which is now here on me. Voltage was good, just did a quick test and put the multimeter in here and it was all good. So let's plug it in and give it a try. Hooray, that was it. Easy fix. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to give me a like and a subscribe, please.